This video is our tour by small ship of the nation of Croatia. Officially, it is the Republic of Croatia. We traveled by private car from Hallstatt, Austria to Zagreb, Croatia. The population of the metropolitan area is about 1.2 million. The population of Croatia is about 4.3 million. Following World War II, Croatia was part of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. On June 25, 1991, Croatia declared independence. The Croatian War of Independence was fought for 4 years following that declaration. The country map is an interesting horseshoe shape, somewhat surrounding the country of Bosnia and Herzegovina. These countries were at war following Croatia's declaration of independence. We did not have much time in Zagreb as we were meeting there in the evening and then would be leaving in the morning for our destination to join with the ship. There were a couple of interesting statues in the area. The one on the left is King George slaying the dragon. That sculpture was made in 1853. On the right, this one is called the Well of Life, and there are 10 figures crouched around this well, depicting various stages of life, such as a young boy, a couple, and an older man, and they are peering into the water of the well at themselves, and this is life itself. We begin our tour by traveling from Zagreb to Plitvice Lakes National Park. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are 16 lakes separated by natural dams of travertine, which is deposited by the action of moss, algae, and bacteria. The encrusted plants and bacteria accumulate on top of each other, forming a travertine barrier, which grows at the rate of about 0.4 of an inch per year. The long line of tourists that you see on the footbridge in this photo is heading toward the big waterfall, Veliki Slap. Slap means waterfall. The Plitvice River plunges 250 feet over a cliff into the valley below. Water in the lakes is super clear. As water flows over limestone formations, it dissolves the rock and the water becomes super saturated with calcium carbonate. The water calcifies everything it touches, preventing the creation of mud, so the bottoms of the lakes are entirely stone. Magnesium carbonate in the water gives the water its special color, which changes with the direction of the sunshine and makes it highly basic, preventing the growth of algae and other plant life that could cloud the water. When we initially boarded the ship, we were a little disappointed to find that we were in the hold down below. Down below, however, we were in cabin number 19. You see that there on the left. The humidity was so high that our cabin was the coolest place to be. We could not see out the portholes, but we found that the rooms on the upper deck had very small windows. We also heard comments about the size of the cabins and noticed that ours was one of the two largest cabins on the ship. This area of the ship was called the restaurant or the dining room, and you can see how there was not much of a crowd. I believe the ship had the capacity to have 36 or 38 guests on board. And we didn't have assigned tables. We could sit wherever we wanted, and we really enjoyed this area. The staff was about 6 people, which included those that would take us on tours when we were on shore. I had a nice experience on board this small ship that you probably could not have on a large cruise ship. On the left there is the pilot house, where the ship's captain was driving the ship. I happened to walk by and he was having his lunch, and I stepped in and we talked a little bit about sailing, and then he asked me if I wanted to drive the ship. And so while he finished his lunch, I was at the controls. Mind you that it was nothing but one straight line of driving, but I enjoyed it immensely. This is the city of Zadar. It is the oldest continuously inhabited Croatian city. Ancient Mediterranean people inhabited the area. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And all of that on the map is the old city. Our boat was in the upper center there on the water. And I want to draw your attention to the far left at that corner is where we're going to start and see a monument to the sun and the organ that is played by the ocean there. Those other red dots are various sites that we will also visit along the way. When we arrived, the best thing to do was to walk on the promenade and view the sunset and the monument to the sun. Unfortunately, the sky was overcast, so no sunset. But the monument to the sun was very interesting. With the crowd of tourists, it was impossible to get a good photo, so I have taken this one from the internet. It consists of 300 multi-layered glass plates with photocells underneath. Lighting elements turn on at night. Beside the main sun installation, there are smaller ones representing planets. As you can see, a couple of them above the larger disk in this photo, and I've drawn a red line there showing a location of one, and then there's another one along the way. Another feature of the promenade and by the monument to the sun is the sea organ. The sea organ is an architectural sound art object and an experimental musical instrument, which plays music by the way of sea waves and tubes located underneath the marble platform of the promenade. The waves interact with the organ in order to create harmonic sounds. And this photo Carnell is sitting on one of the marble steps. The waves are coming in under this structure and forcing air through the organ tubes underneath, and the sound is coming from those rectangular holes that you see here in the deck. This is the 5 wells square with 5 wells lined up in a row. During the 16th century, the Venetians helped the city withstand Turkish besieges by building a large water cistern with 5 ornamental wellheads. The wells are no longer in use. On the right is the Captain Tower on the 5 wells square. This is the only tower remaining of 10 similar towers built by the Venetians. On the 5 wells square, there are a couple of these modern installations that allow the view of the ancient Roman foundations that are below the current level of the square. This is the Land Gate. The main entrance into the city was built in 1543. It has the form of an arch with a central passage for wheeled traffic and 2 smaller side arches for pedestrians. In the center above the arch is the Lion of St. Mark, which was the symbol of the Republic of Venice. We have seen the Lion of St. Mark in many places. If shown with an open book, it was installed in a time of peace. If the book is closed, it was installed in a time of war. On the streets of Zadar, the local guide told us that these marble stones were laid by the Romans. This is the St. Donatus Church. It was first mentioned in the mid-10th century in documents of the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. Today it is used for musical performance due to its extraordinary acoustic features. Notice the foundations of this building on the lower right, constructed from Roman column rubble. This is the Forum. It's located in front of the Church of St. Donatus as a municipal square from the Roman era. It was built from the 1st century BC to the 3rd century AD. Our local guide told us that the existence of the Forum was not known until extensive destruction from World War II was being removed and the ancient structures were then discovered. On the left here is a photo of the Pillar of Shame. In the Middle Ages, the pillar was a place of punishment. People were chained to it, then mocked, humiliated, and even whipped. These punishments would sometimes last for hours, and the whole city was welcome to stop and watch the public spectacle. On the right, remains were found of a ritual sacrificial altar. On the pavement, you can see a shallow, narrow recess. This is where 2 large altars stood. The blood of the sacrificed animals would flow into the ground through this recess. The Barcagioli, the rowers of Zadar. Rowers of Zadar, what gondoliers mean to Venice, Barcagioli mean to Zadar. For over 800 years, they have been connecting the two ends of Zadar's harbor in any weather. This tradition has been passed on from father to son for centuries. According to our guide, only one local family was allowed to do this. This is the village of Sali. It's the largest city on this small island. It has a population of about 1,700. Our ship docked along the long dock on the lower right of this photo. It was really a very short walk around this inlet, a wonderful small old city. We walked along the homes there on the lower part of the left and around the upper part where the main part of the village is and down the other side. We always seem to find the steep, narrow old streets going to somewhere. We found a fantastic evening meal prepared by a young man with a street restaurant, and we enjoyed the beautiful evening by the sea, looking back up to the end of the inlet. After dinner, we sat on the dock near our ship and watched a beautiful sunset. This morning we were off to the Krka National Park. The group of islands is also known as the Stomorsky Islands. With 22 miles in length and 89 islands, some large and some small, the Krka are the densest archipelago in the Mediterranean Sea. There are no permanent settlements in Krka. Existing houses are used by mainland landowners as vacation homes. The land that is owned by individuals comes from family ownership from hundreds of years back. According to our tour manager, it is very difficult to transfer ownership as all extended relatives have some claim. Inhabitants in the past created the stone fences that you see here. The homes can be rented, and there were many chartered sailboats. We stopped in this area to take a swim. This ends part one of our tour of Croatia. We'll pick up for part two on another video. I hope you'll join us.